anticipation of a driving question, and I think as teachers we decide how well we want the school to be. I don't think it's administrators telling us, or I think it's collectively we decide what this school wants to look like. And I think these guys have been making fun of me since we've had this meeting. Are we as teachers ready to accept the challenge to develop and implement a PBL in our school? And I think our goal, I think our goal is if we can design one really kick-butt PBL for the last semester, the last quarter of the year, I think that would be on track to be awesome. And then what we can do is we can learn from that PBL. This is what we did wrong, and then we start the following year with that PBL, and then we build on top of that. So if we, working in your teams and our teams, and we can design just one, and then you just continue to build off of that. So I think that's what I was trying to say. Be a rock star, basically, yeah.
We are group number one, this is the best. Number one, significant content. Something that I keep on hearing Mr. Jenkins say in my TBT is that when you are involved in project-based learning, a lot of times we will say we went over something in class, we covered something in class, but something that's not up here that I found to be interesting is that rather than covering something, we have to ask ourselves, is that the same as teach? When we say that we cover something or we go over something, what does that mean to us?
Section 2, number 2, a need to know. Students believe that I need to know this to meet the challenge I've accepted. The key points were that student projects start with an entry event. Okay? This entry event, the purpose is to access prior knowledge and stimulate interest. An entry event can be a video, a discussion, a guest speaker, a field trip, some type of mock correspondence or scenario. All of these things will get the kids a little bit more interested instead of handing them a packet of something and saying, read this, it's due such and such.
We did section 3, the driving question, and we said it's a statement of purpose. It captures the heart of the project. The question should be provocative, open-minded, open-ended, thank you, complex, and linked to the core. And without a driving question, the students may not understand why they are completing a project. Basically, what is the point of it all?
Student choice and voice. Within the driving question, there's to select a topic, although sometimes they can select the driving question also.
Yeah, and I think along with that, we want to pique, student interest. So we're going to give some examples, and we also want to give a menu of actual, projects that can be done.
Number 5, 21st century skills, and that was characterized by collaboration and communication. Skills were also characterized by technology.
Section number 6, we were doing inquiry and innovation, and we started out talking about the true inquiry is, and it's not generated through the textbook itself, which is provided. It is actually through discovery of answers. It's generating new questions, testing ideas, and drawing their own conclusions based on all the things that they have previously looked at through the data and everything.
7, which was feedback and vision. First of all, the students develop projects, and they also get together as a team or group and develop rubrics that evaluate the projects. Third, first, the teacher informs them that the most first attempts at anything is not the high quality work. So you discuss with the students the fact that they need to be revising, and let them know that it's okay to revise. And 4, the teachers provide direct feedback and coach the students in how to use the rubrics and critiquing. And our beautiful artwork was provided by Ms. Brooks.
Last but not least, our students, they presented their final project, which holds them accountable. They presented it to community members, parents, peers, local businesses, and government organizations, which makes it relevant outside of the classroom, outside of the school. And once they presented the their guests, ask them questions about it, which help them to synthesize what they had done for their project.
Teacher, and you understand what pedagogy is. When you think about your pedagogy, and you walk into a classroom every day, and you think about what are some of the things that happen on a daily basis that could be eliminated if we went this route.
Videos that build dinosaurs, whatever their ending product is, they still have to find some way to showcase it. And so our vision, when they were saying that, was kind of the old science fair structure, where the kids are all in the gym, and here's my PBL answer to the cafeteria waste. And they would all just kind of present, or maybe we have 2 questions, a question per grade or something like that. And then you can bring people out, maybe who have the funders. So if you have 5th grade looking at health and nutrition, bring South Point over here and talk to the kids and ask them questions. If we're talking about recycling, some of the people from the watershed could come. And like he said, ultimately it starts from their concerns. We had examples of kids worrying about like a street light, trying to get across the street, and there was almost an accident. And kids come to us saying, oh my God, did you see the fight? The cafeteria was crazy, or whatever the issue was. From that's kind of what drives PBL, as opposed to us saying, I think we're gonna, unlike the thematic unit where you have the idea first, it comes from a concern, and then you start mapping out the standards and the skills. And if there's something that we already know is a repeating issue here in Warrensville, that might be where our concern is. And that was the main thing they said, is for a first-time PBL, we give the kids the concern. And instead of just saying, where do you go? Here you go, turn you loose. We say, have you guys noticed? How we do this? And then at that point, we get the discussion rolling.
And Common Core, just to let you know, was designed around the concept of doing something like PBL to roll it out. When you look at each standard and you see what can be covered, it's very broad. We just tie that to a driving question and bring that whole standard home.